let's end the show, JD, talking positively. There's a team that started off with a loss. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? This team, they're gonna go through their learning, their growing pains. They have a rookie quarterback. This team's not gonna be good. Yada yada yada." Then a win against the Giants. Then they go into Cincinnati, Monday Night Football, get a win over your Bengals. Then they go into Arizona, completely destroy the Arizona Cardinals. Then Cleveland, they welcome Cleveland and completely destroy the Cleveland Browns. JD, my question to you. First questions first. I got a second one lined up for later in the conversation. Commanders are now 4-1 heading into this week against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not saying they're going to win, even though I picked them in my confidence poll this week. Not going to say they'll win for sure in Baltimore. But question to you still, are the Commanders contenders this year? Are they showing that they're contenders?
For the playoffs?
Playoff, super, anything. Are they showing that they are contenders and not just pretenders? Like, we've gotten lucky.
I'll say for playoffs, they're contenders. I don't know, but they're definitely not Super Bowl contender in my eyes.
Right now, they're not.
No.
A lot can happen the rest of the year. They could get big wins and change minds, but for right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's they have I believe they have they have a third place schedule, I believe. Or third or fourth, whatever.
They're the 12th easiest schedule on the positive side of the margin of the Mendoza line.
Yeah. And again, they have a rookie quarterback who is making me look pretty smart. So love that. And yeah, they're a team that looks like they're playing with house money this year. I mean, no, like you said, nobody expected them to really do well. And they're just a young team who are excelling on both sides of the ball. I mean, having Jaden Daniels has opened up their offense with the RPO and just more kind of quick passes and misdirection. And again, he's also getting help though from his weapons too. Finally, Terry McLaurin's look good. Then they have their offensive line is actually, I mean, at the beginning of the season they were kind of struggling, but now that kind of sorted itself out. But Austin Eckler has looked like he turned back the clock a little bit. He's looked really good.
It's almost like the Chargers probably weren't using him well enough.
Yep.
And it's mainly Coach Stanley wasn't using him well enough. Or Stanley, I think it's Stanley.
And defensively, I mean, again, that's kind of where their flaws kind of are. But at the same time, they've made plays when they've needed to.
Yeah.
They've made the timely interception, the timely fourth down or third down stop. And
Staley.
Yeah.
Brandon Staley.
Yeah. So I think that I think that they can make the playoffs. I believe they're first. Yeah, they must be first in the NFC East, right?
Yeah, they're 4-1. The Cowboys are 3-2. Eagles are 2-2. Giants are 2-3.
Yeah. So, and again, I know there's still some season left, but if you were to hold a gun to my head and I had to make a decision if they make the playoffs or don't, at this point, I'm saying I think that they're a really fun team right now to watch as well.
Here's what I'm going to say. Are they contenders? This week will answer that question. I hate to say this. I know the podcast coming out on a Saturday this week because of our schedules and stuff. We had to move things again. But this game against the Ravens won't answer it yes or no, but it'll tip the scale. Like, if they lose and get demolished, it tips it to no. Okay, they're not contenders. If they blow them out, tips it into yes. Even if they win like a close game, kind of tips it to yes. Losing a close game kind of keeps it the same. This is a team I think makes the playoffs, and this is why. After this week, they play the Panthers. W. Then they play the Bears. Could be a W. Then they play the Giants. W. Then they play Pittsburgh. We'll see. Then they play the Eagles and the Cowboys. We'll see. We'll see. Then they play the Titans. W. Then they play the Saints. If Derek Carr ain't healthy and this team is struggling, that'll be a W. Then they play the Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys to end the year. So if I'm taking Panthers, Bears, Giants, Titans, those right there, they're an 8-win team. They're an 8-win team. At that point, everything else is with house money.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a team that, looking at the rest of their schedule, will be at least an 8-win team at the end of the year. Now, an 8-win team, let's look at recent history. By recent history, I mean last year at the playoff standings.
That probably won't make the playoffs.
Well, in the NFC, 9-8 did. 9-8 Buccaneers. Yes, it was to win the division. 9-8. That's what I meant. 9-8. Did I say 8-9? I meant 9-8. But that was to win the division, which, let's be honest, they may win this division. The Cowboys haven't looked good. The Eagles haven't looked good. Like, that's another reason why I think we're looking at the Commanders this positively, is because the Cowboys have been kind of stinky. The Eagles have not been the Eagles of the past. And what I mean by that is everyone expected, Saquon coming in, they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. And then it's like, oh, wow, the Eagles aren't as good as we thought they were going to be.
Did you mute yourself?
No, why? Can you not hear me?
It cut out for like a second, and then it got super quiet.
Okay. Well, in the recording, if I cut out, I'm sorry. Basically, I said that both the Cowboys and the Eagles have been kind of stinky this year. They haven't been what we thought they'd be. They are not who we thought they would be.
No, yeah, both teams. I mean, I had
the Giants are exactly who we thought they would be.
Yeah,
maybe even worse than we thought they would be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I had much higher expectations for the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Again, go back and watch our season previews. But yeah, I mean, I think, again, as of right now, there's no reason to believe that the Commanders can't win the division. I haven't, like you said, I haven't seen much of anything good from the Eagles.
Yeah.
And they still have a first place schedule to play, or second place schedule to play. So
they have
because the Cowboys. Yeah, because Cowboys. But yeah, like the Eagles just look like a mess on both sides of the ball. I mean, Hurts hasn't been great. Just the offensive scheming itself hasn't looked good.
Eagles have the 8th easiest schedule coming into this year. I know things have changed, but coming into this year, they had the 8th easiest schedule. How?
I don't know. I'm sure we talked about it before. I don't remember.
But the Cowboys had the 20th easiest schedule.
Yeah, so, and the Cowboys, I mean, again, kind of same deal. I expect them to do better, but I honestly, man, I don't know. They're just a mystery. Like, Parsons has been good, not elite. That defense, like I said, they've just been struggling, which, I mean, and then offensively, they again, like, Dak just hasn't been that good, and you would have expected
after getting that contract.
Yeah, after getting the contract, you would have thought that would have helped him ease his mind and play like more free, but it just hasn't been the case.
Now I got a second question, and this still contains to the Commanders. Right now, JD, if you go to FanDuel, I'm using FanDuel as the example, and you look at MVP odds, leading the MVP odds at plus 230, so $2.30 per dollar, Patrick Mahomes. At plus 600, you have CJ Stroud. Plus 650, Lamar Jackson. Plus 900, Josh Allen. Plus 1,000, Brock Purdy. And plus 1,100, $11 per dollar is what you'd get if the bet hit. My question to you is, he might not be right now, but by the end of the year, will Jaden Daniels be a quality MVP candidate, and does he have a chance to win not just Rookie of the Year, but the MVP in his first year? First time it would
So,
ever be done, I believe.
so I'm gonna start this by saying I'm gonna hijack this point
Go ahead.
in a second, but it kind of relates.
Uh
So
huh.
my answer is no, he's not,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what's going on with the MVP, and like the MVP I think in the NFL is starting to become a fraudulent award
They just
where
give it
I
to
don't really,
whoever they want.
yeah, because like, so this is where I'm gonna hijack it for a second,
Go ahead.
because again, I love Mahomes. He is the best quarterback in the league. There's no debate there. But Ricky, have you seen this man's stats through up until this point?
Not good.
I'm pretty sure he's thrown
You
six
mean you mean the
touchdowns.
guy who plays for the Kansas City Refs?
Yeah, man, he has. I believe I saw it. He has six
Oh,
touchdowns thrown and six interceptions,
yeah.
and then only thrown for like 1,200 or 1,300 yards.
Uh huh.
Um, and I get it. That's not everything, but how? And like, I know the Chiefs are winning, but so what? Is it just if your team is good, you get the MVP award? Because I don't
Pretty
understand
much.
how, like, I get that's kind of how it is in most sports, but how can somebody who is having a legitimate mediocre season be the MVP? Is it because Lamar won it last year when he probably shouldn't have?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, and I know it's early, so I know Mahomes, there's a very, very, very good chance that he turns it around and finishes with like 32 touchdowns and maybe 7 or 8 interceptions or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like 4,000 yards. But as of right now, I don't know how Mahomes can be the odds-on favorite for MVP.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm gonna swing it back to. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think Jaden Daniels is gonna win MVP this year or be in consideration because he's a rookie, and clearly this trophy, this award, is only based off name value, and he just quite frankly isn't there yet. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, but it seems like if you're not the most popular player in the league, then your MVP award, your chances are non-existent.
Now, I will say this. I'm currently going through, and Pro Football Reference sometimes has like 5 people on the voting, sometimes 2. So sometimes there are only 2 guys that are in the race, and they're the only 2 that gets votes. But I'm going back all the way to 2010. At 2011 right now. Give me 1 second. 2010. Okay. So I've gone all the way back to 2010. There are 2 years. The first one, and these are 2 guys that were the closest to winning the award in their, like, close to the rookie year. One was a rookie when he finished with MVP votes. The other one was a sophomore. I will ask you this. Do you know who the sophomore was? Meaning he was in his second year in the league and got MVP votes.
Can you
It
give me a
was
year?
it was 2017. Tom Brady was the winner.
Oh, was it Watson?
No, it wasn't Watson. You're
Oh
close
no,
though
he
with
would have
that
been a
last
rookie.
name.
Wilson? No.
This guy was holding he's holding a clipboard now. Blew out his knee and his team won the Super Bowl without him.
Oh, Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Third
I would,
that year in 2017, Tom Brady was 1 in MVP voting, won the award. Todd Gurley was 2. Carson Wentz was 3.
yeah.
Carson Wentz finished, played 13 games, just shy of 3,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions
Yeah.
that year. Just to put it in perspective, Tom Brady had just shy of 4,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Mhm.
So Tom Brady won it because of the yards. Plus that year, I think the Eagles, 2017, were the Eagles good?
Yeah, that
13
was the
and
year they won
3.
the Super Bowl.
Was it?
Yep.
Was it? Yeah, it was. Oh, that was the year he got injured. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
He was having that MVP like year and then he got injured. The other one was the year before. There was a rookie that finished sixth in MVP voting, just like Jaden Daniels right now.
So that would have been the Wentz draft then,
Mm-hmm.
if it was the year before. So then
Do you want the rookie's stats?
Was it Jared Goff?
No. So as a rookie, his team went 13-3. This is 2016, so the year before the Wentz. So 13-3 is his team's record. He played in all 16 games. 3,667 passing yards, completion percentage of a 67.8, 23 touchdowns to 4 interceptions that year. He got sacked 25 times.
And can you just tell me he was a first round pick?
He was, give me a second.
So I'm trying to remember that draft.
He was not a first round pick. He was a fourth round pick. He's a fourth round pick. 135th overall. Do you want another hint? Go ahead.
Yeah, give me another hint because I know
same division as the Eagles.
Wasn't Daniel Jones, right?
No, this was way before Daniel Jones.
Yeah. So that would have been.
Let me know if you want the next
Dak?
one. It was Dak. It was Dak.
Yeah.
Dak finished sixth.
I should have known by 4.
Matt Ryan won the MVP that year.
Yeah.
But Dak finished. He's from what I'm looking at, the last rookie quarterback to get MVP votes.
Yeah.
And he finished sixth. That team went 13-3. I'll also be honest, Zeke finished fourth in MVP voting that year. So they had two players.
Too.
Yeah, they had 2 players with MVP votes that year.
Yeah.
Could Jaden Daniels be like that? Could he finish higher? The top 3 that year was Derek Carr with the Raiders was 3, Tom Brady was 2, and Matt Ryan won the award for MVP. That was the 11-5 Falcons who lost in the Super Bowl to the Patriots.
28-3.
28-3. You're exactly right. Like I look at this and I go, if the Commanders somehow go like 13-4, 13-4 or 14-3, because we have the extra game now.
Yeah.
If they go that, I don't know how he's sitting there at only, 6th in the voting?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a chance that he can get bumped up, but I wouldn't see him like top 3 in MVP voting.
I mean, looking at it right now, I mean, the Ravens are 3-2. This week's game, if he wants the MVP, if he balls out and they win, he's going to get a boost in MVP votes.
I'll tell you this. The MVP race or whatever, if at the end of the season, it's going to be Mahomes, Lamar, and Stroud, I guess, because, those seem to be the popular quarterbacks now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, yeah, it just sounds like I'm being like a little negative, whatever.
Because Joe Burrow's not in the conversation anymore.
No, but again, he was never going to be in the conversation.
Sam Darnold's 7th right now in MVP odds.
Yeah, but again, it's just my frustration just comes from the award where it's like, again, I understand you shouldn't really get the award if you're on like a last place team because, like. It's most valuable, right? Like, but it has to be a little better than, again, using Mahomes as the current example, where you have your 6 interceptions, 6 touchdowns, and somehow you're first just because you're Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
it was Tony Romo making these votes because, good Lord.
So I got a quick aside here that I'm a little upset with.
Yeah.
Who do you think leads the betting odds for comeback player of the year right now? Who would you put If you were the Vegas odds setter, who would you say has the shortest odds? Like, who's number one for comeback player of the year right now?
Well, I know what you're trying to get. You're trying to say Sam Darnold.
No. I'm asking you a question. Who would you put as number one right now?
I would have to think. I don't even know who the candidates would be, if I'm being completely honest with you. But
Take a second to think about it.
Brother, I mean, I know the answer is Sam Darnold, but
okay. Do you want to know who currently is number one in the betting odds for comeback player of the year?
Yeah, because I have
Kirko
no idea.
Chains. It's Kirko Chains, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, and then Sam Darnold.
Why is Burrow?
I'm sorry. How is Burrow 3?
Hey, huh? Burrow already was comeback player of the year. He won it in 2021. Yeah,
I get it. He was injured last year, but have you looked at the? I'm sorry. This is not a Ribbit JD episode.
No. But like, has a player ever won 2 comeback player of the year awards?
I would have to look into it
because, like I said, Burrow won the award in 2021 when he came back from his injury.
And you guys are not because of him, not because of him. But because of him. I looked at that and I went, "What? What?" But
no, I do agree. Darnold should be out of those on the list.
How is he not number one right now?
Because Darnold was an absolute bum for all his career, and then
Kirko Chains can only play in part. He goes to Atlanta and he becomes Bizarro Kirk. He plays okay in noon games and he plays insane in primetime games. Usually, what's been his kryptonite. He's Bizarro Kirk right now. But to end this, final answer, just Commanders, Contenders, Pretenders.
Playoff contender.
I'm going to say they're Contenders. Jaden Daniels, how high in MVP voting will he finish?
I'll say he'll get up to 5th. You're saying 3.
I say he gets to 3 at the most. He might even win the damn thing. He won't win it because, Mahomes will probably win in the end because it's a popularity contest. But I think he'll get to 3. I think he's going to be, him and those Commanders are going to be very good. And it's going to be very hard to argue that he is not the most valuable to his team if they get to like 13-3, 14, or I'm sorry, 13-4, 14-3. But that's going to do it for the onside kick. Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section. Let us know what you guys think about anything we talked about today. Make sure to check out our Patreon page. Check out our Discord, greatest community in the universe. All of our social medias are down below. Want to thank you guys for listening. JD, want to thank you for another great episode, my man.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Can't wait to be back next week. I will say this, not next week, but the week after, we may have to make some either changes or I may have to have someone come in and step in for me. Because next Thursday, the day after we record, I'm getting the old wisdom teeth taken out.
The day after, so why would you have to come?
The next week.
The
next week after. So next week, fine. The week after, I may need a replacement. Maybe recovering from, you want me to talk like this a little bit while I'm healing.
I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out, and they're all impacted, so they need to cut into my gums.
Yeah.
And I was fine after like 4 days.
But you got knocked out, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm
not getting knocked out.
Brother, I was off Percocets for freaking
I'm just saying, there's a chance I may need I may need the backup to come in to be with you.
They'll be over a week later.
Hey,
I might have to come to your house and
I'm just telling you, I might need a backup.
Don't make me, or don't make me make you
I can only do the podcast with you. I don't like new people.
Yeah,
I may need to call in the backup. Who the backup is, I don't know. We'll figure out who the backup is. Soapy doesn't watch football.
We'll just talk for the Jags.
He doesn't watch football, but thank you guys for everything you do. JD and I will be back next week, and as always, have a good day, everybody.
See ya.
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.